Hey everyone, John here from All Miniatures Great and Small, and today I'm excited to show you guys the new Flames of War Mid-War starter set from Battlefront Miniatures. So this is the Kasserine Starter set. It's kind of a companion starter set to the Tobruk box, which I did an unboxing earlier. There'll be a link to that in the video description below. The first box covered British and Italians. This box is covering Americans and Germans. So the value of these kits, I think, is just amazing. They retail for $65 US. You could even pick them up cheaper depending on your online store or how you purchase them. There is a little damage on my box, but that is the box that came from the online store I ordered from was a little smushed, so nothing to ding Battlefront on that. So let's take a look at the box. We have Sherman's Panzers, American versus Germans, contains 21 tanks and 3 guns. Flipping it over, we see that we've got a American force and a German force. Some very interesting armor choices here. You've got basically the startings of an M3 Lee company. So you have 4 M3 Lees, you have 3 Shermans, and 5 Stuarts. So really, all of them are useful tanks for the American players in mid-war. The Germans get basically the start of a Panzer III company. You have I think 6 Panzer IIIs and 3 Panzer IVs, plus 3 5-centimeter anti-tank guns. So actually, again, a really nice core formation to build your forces from. You get a lot of armor in this box, and really you could probably build something great out of this and just pick up some infantry and artillery, and you've got a great entry into the game. All right, let's open this guy up. Okay, there we go. It's always a fun time opening these up, so a little scattered in there, but looks pretty good. Lots and lots of plastic. You've got the basically olive drab for the Americans. These are the 3 Sherman hulls. Looks like you've got your M3 Lees over here. You got 4 of those. Looks like you've got, I love that they give you 5 Stuarts in this box. Some starter sets had like 3, I think, but 5 is the max size platoon, and a lot of times you're going to want to run Stuarts as at their max size of 5, particularly if you take them as the hit on 2 version. So they just die super quick, but they're dirt cheap, so having 5 of them is really cool. Then here we've got this, looks like the Panzer IVs, and at a quick glance you can always tell the Panzer IV from a Panzer III just by the number of running wheels here. The Panzer IV has more of them and they're smaller. The Panzer III has less and they're bigger. So here are the 3 Panzer IVs, and then we should have 6 of these Panzer IIIs, and we do, which is nice. We've got the 3 5-centimeter guns. You've got the crew to man the guns, the bases for the guns. You've got tank crews, both American and German. You've got some dice. They're tinier dice, but they are colored the same way as the bigger dice that you purchase. Obviously it doesn't have the symbol on the 6, but it is nice that they are the same color. So particularly if you're starting out, it's pretty good. You can still have themed dice to your force. Then we've got the unit cards and the ever popular rule book, which is always a great touch. The core rules, like a pamphlet for the core rules for getting started, and assembly instructions. So the only thing that looks like it broke off the frame with everything kind of sliding around is one peg off of a German tank for the tank turret. So we'll keep that in there now so we don't forget about it. So overall, like I said, this is a fantastic kit. We're going to take a closer look at the frames. But, you know, this kit is, or this set, none of these models are super recent, like, you know, a 2021 or 2022 release. They've been out for a little while, but they're still some of the best kits that Battlefront makes, and it's pretty cool. So there's the unit cards. So you get a nice selection of those. The one thing that this doesn't come with, and it's a shame, but I completely understand, is it comes with no decals. And I think if you're a painter, these guys just don't look right until they have their decals. Particularly the mid-war Americans that have kind of these really obvious and cool yellow markings. And they do show that on the back of the box. But to be fair, they don't mention it in the contents, so there's no decals. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you're going to build this and you want to, you know, up your game so that your models do look like what you're seeing here on the box, you are going to have to order separate decal sheets. Battlefront has those, and I actually, in the same order, this is not part of the set, ordered this for my Germans. So this is DAC decals. Ordered that from Battlefront. There you go. So let's take a closer look at the plastic and see what we got. Taking a look at the sprues, we'll take a look at the M3 Lee. Obviously we saw one of these in the Tobruk set. Just same exact model and frame. This is from 2017. This is just cast in American olive drab as opposed to the deserty color, the deserty green that the British came in. So overall, of course, the detail is great. All of these kits are fantastic. So I'm going to just say that now rather than just repeat myself every time we look at a different frame. I always like the Lee, again, because it's just such a ungainly tank with the hull gun and the tiny turret. The American version has the smaller turret. The British has a slightly larger turret. But you get both on here. I already have an M3 Lee company, so I'm probably not going to be building much, if any of these, as American or British. I might save these to do a Soviet Lend-Lease M3, but again, great kit. And then as an example, I just pulled out one of the plastic ones that I'd built and haven't decaled yet, so you can kind of see what it looks like with just some dry brushing and a wash. I think I just used Vallejo olive drab on this and some tan colors for the dry brush. And you can see that's, you know, if you just paint what comes out of the box, it'll look like that. And then if you want to invest in the decals, like I talked about earlier, your tank looks like that. And you can see that that yellow just really pops on the battlefield, which is pretty cool. But yeah, assembly wise, these guys are, you know, pretty easy to assemble. I didn't have any trouble building these, and honestly, once you build one, they just fall together so easily. All right, so that's the Lee. Then we also have the Stuart frame. So this is the M3 Stuart, so the mid-war Stuart, which is good for the Americans, and I believe the British can use the same frame. This, looking for a date on it, 2016, is a really good kit as well. I like this kit. There's lots of detail, and then I just happen to have one of these already built, and you can see how it comes together. Very nice looking tank with lots of rivets. When a tank has lots of rivets, it really lends itself to a minimum amount of dry brushing that really, you know, sticks out. That really looks good. But yeah, that's the M3 Stuart, which is pretty cool. You get 5 of these frames again. Then you have a Sherman. I don't have a handy unbuilt or built Sherman, but you've seen one, you've seen a bazillion of these. This is the same kit as in the British box. There are only 3 of them, but again, in mid-war, Shermans are pretty pricey. They're one of, if not the most expensive American, I think they're the most expensive American tank you can get, short of some of the new mid-war monsters. But yeah, the kit is great, and there's really not much more to say on that. And it's got great detail. These are the cast hull Shermans, so you can see the front of that hull is rounded off. 2 different kinds of, I don't know what you call them, transmission cases maybe in the front. A welded one and or a cast one and a kind of a riveted one, but very cool. So you get 3 of those. Now, jumping over to the Germans, this is a Panzer IV frame. I don't know if you can see that there clearly. Again, a 2017 kit. These ones actually go together great as well. You have a couple different turret or barrel versions, you know, so you can do shorts or longs, but it's a very nice kit. I didn't paint this one, but this is a plastic version of the same kit in my friend Jacob from the channel. You guys know him. He painted this one probably back around 2017 or 2018. And you might have seen this in a couple battle reports, but I haven't built any of these yet, but I thought I'd show you what it could look like once it's built up. And of course, it's got some decals which do not come in the box. Then we have the Panzer III, which is very, very similar to the Panzer IV. To the untrained eye, these are really hard to tell apart. Even at a quick glance, sometimes you have a hard time telling them apart. Running wheels, again, is a good way to do it. This particular one is 2016. Yep, and there are lots of good pieces on here. There's like the up armored pieces, the different barrels. Like there's 3 different barrels. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Very nice. And I like that you get 6 of them. I really think if you're building a Panzer III company, you probably want to start with, you know, a good number of Panzer IIIs. Whether you build them long or short, it's kind of up to you. But normally they run in platoons of 3, so you're either going to need, you know, increments of 3 plus an HQ tank. Okay, so there you go. The last models to look at here are this is the 5cm gun. You get 3 of these. 5cm guns are still very good in mid-war. I'm kind of searching through their card. You know, it's anti-tank 9, which is enough to deal with almost anything the Allies might have. Even things like Shermans at front armor 6 can't ignore these guys. They got a good chance to bounce it, but still, it can be a little terrifying. But very simple gun kit. These go together super fast with a minimum amount of gun crew and a good introduction to for new players as far as non-tank kits go. Yeah, and then when you add infantry and more things like that, you can grow your thing from there. All right, guys, so there you go. That is a look at the Kasserine box set. We're gonna not zoom out, but it's a very, very cool box set. These kits and all the cool stuff you get with it, I highly recommend. If you're interested in Flames of War, mid-war is a great time period. They have all kinds of factions in starter form. The British, the Italians, the Americans, the Germans, and these $65 US starter boxes are such fantastic deals that I wholeheartedly recommend it. Even if you're just on the fence about playing Flames of War, pick up a box. It's a $65 investment, and see if you like it. You can always check out our content too. We have a how to play and battle reports and all that good stuff. So leave your comments down in the description below. I want to thank everyone for watching. I do appreciate everything. We do ask if you do like the content, give us a like and subscribe. Click that bell to receive notification when we release new content. If you like our Flames of War content, check out our Patreon, where patrons get access to a Flames of War battle report exclusive to them. As always, thanks for watching, and keep on gaming.